Welcome back to the podcast. What are you saying? I know I've been away for a couple of weeks and that's been for a few reasons really, but I'm going to get into that today because I think it's important. So yeah, rather than stumbling about, might as well just dive into it. So last couple of weeks, first week I was quite ill. Barley belly got the better of me, so then I was like, I'm not going to just fight through it, sit here, try and record a podcast whilst worried about running to the toilet. Do you know what I mean? None of you need to hear that. I don't want to be a part of that. And then last week, if I'm honest, I lost my way. Well, I didn't lose my way. That's probably a very dramatic way of putting it, but I was doing too many things that didn't align with my values. I was choosing too much pleasure over what genuinely makes me happy, like creating, like doing podcasts, like making videos for Instagram, whatever it may be. And definitely last week I would say that I chose too much instant satisfaction over long-term satisfaction, because, and I think that that's where true happiness lies. If you're happy in a moment, that's pretty shit, but if you're happy for a lifetime, that's unreal. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, say with this podcast or with the stuff that I do on Instagram or my coaching, that's going to set me up for long-term happiness, yeah? Whereas going out getting shit-faced is good for a night, and then after that, you're filled with a lot of regret, yeah? A lot of regret. So last week I had a couple of, it's not like I was like, oh, sod it, I'm just going to go out and absolutely send it. A few people that I've met in Bali that actually are like really close to me or have been really big parts of my trip, they left, which was really upsetting really, because I'd say I have a really good bullshit detector, so I know I'll gravitate to good people very easily, and if I notice that you've got negative traits, I will suss you out very, very quickly. So two of the people that I was closest to left in the last week, so there's two leaving dues, and then a group of people that I know came over from Sydney on Wednesday or Thursday, so I ended up going out with them. So I think over last week, oh my god, I think I drank Saturday, Friday, Thursday, Monday, Sunday, Saturday, Friday. So whatever, how many that was, I think it was like 5 or 6 days in a week, which is completely not aligned to what I want to be doing. And as a result, I would say creativity was on a massive, massive low. Because obviously it's very difficult when you're hungover. What do you want to do? Veg out and just consume pointless information from social media and what have you. So I'm no different to anyone else. So yeah, took rather than fight through it, took a step back from the pod. But also I had sort of I wouldn't say it was fear, but it was more, for the first time in a very long time, I thought, what am I actually going to talk about? Which I don't know. Obviously, I think if you've got success with something, you need to keep doing what you're doing. Like, don't reinvent the wheel. But at the same time, you've got to, at the same time, I want to make it interesting for you as the listener. So I think I got in my own head a bit, really, and I was a bit like, oh shit, like I need to change things up and make this more like different. And when I get back to Australia, I got some few very good ideas in mind. Well, I think they're very good ideas. So yeah, I just got in my own head a little bit, and something that's really important that I always preach is you're never gonna be creative all the time, or you're never gonna be on all the time. But you can't rely on motivation. You have to be disciplined, and there's going to be times when you think, do you know what, that can wait or whatever. In the last couple of weeks I was exactly in that mindset, but the only way to push through it is action. And I think that without action as well, you're going to add to anxiety, because then the problem becomes bigger and then you've got to dress it up more in your head. So for the last couple of weeks I was just in my own head, like, oh, what now? And I've been so consistent with this podcast, like even through everything that I've gone through this year. That's not like a little violin, like there's no violin out, but I've just stayed very, very consistent. So the last couple of weeks where I didn't put anything out, I was a bit disappointed in myself, but at the same time it's allowed me to reflect a little bit and realise that I can't expect everything from me all the time. I have been ill, I have been in holiday mode. It's good to take a break sometimes, but also today, like yesterday, I'm sitting there anxious, like what am I actually going to speak about? And usually I like plan out notes for what I'm going to say in the pod, or when the recommendations for what you want me to talk about in the podcast come over, I'm writing down what I think of the question and how I can answer it in the best way. Whereas today I didn't really have that in my head. It was more of a, I want to get one out because action will kill anxiety. So therefore the only thing for me to do is to literally jump on the mic and tell you exactly how I've been feeling. And I'm not just saying that because that's not just, if that's related to a podcast. That could be anything you do in life, whether that is quitting your job, You're only going to add to your anxiety if you're not doing it or taking action on it. Trying to find the right time to end things with your partner, it's never going to change. If you're already at that mindset, like, you might as well just bin it, in my opinion. It's never going to change. Gym is another one. You get in your head, oh well, I'll do it next week or blah blah blah, and then you don't take action on it, and then the problem gets worse. You get fatter or more unfit or weaker or whatever it is, and then you're adding to anxiety. Whereas when you take action, it's a battle. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to choose what one you want, anxiety or action, because the less action you take, the more anxiety you're going to get, and the more action you take, the less anxiety you're going to get. Like, now I'll get this out today, I'll put up a story tomorrow about, tell me what you want to hear in the next one, and then hopefully some of you will be chiming in with ideas and whatever, and then I'm back on. Do you know what I mean? Rather than being in my own head like, I don't know what to say, which is a very rare thing for me, I can tell you that much for free. Do you know what I mean? So I think I'm going to leave it as a bit of a short one, because as I say, I wanted to do this to take action, to kill the anxiety that I've been feeling about doing it. So we'll call it there. As always, thanks for being patient. Look, we haven't set one out in 2 weeks, but we are back. They will be weekly, and honestly, please get your recommendations coming in, whether that's via email, in the comments, on YouTube, in my DMs, whatever one it is, just on my story, question box, whatever. Like, if you want me to talk about something, I will talk about it. And as I say, like, I really enjoy thinking about the answers or how I would react to a certain situation, and then airing it, because it makes me think and it makes me develop and grow. So I'll leave that one there. Thank you for tuning in as always. Like, subscribe, 5-star ratings, do everything you can, because I need it. Love yous lots, and I'll catch you in the next one.